everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Navigating Life with your girl. We are here and back with another very insightful conversation. And as you know, I never sit alone, never converse alone. I'm here with our very own Uncle Bay. Hello, Butmawet.
Hey, V.
How are you?
It is an honor, it is a pleasure, it is a privilege to be here.
Nice. Look at that smile, guys. It's like, isn't that signature smile for 2026? I feel like it is. We are also here.
That's so sure about that, but I'm happy. I'll take the compliment. Thank you.
Great stuff.
Uncle Ben.
We're also here with Unoluntu, guys, the author. We once had it for back-to-back episodes. Very
Butterfly.
Yeah, very. I don't know what to call you. I feel like you're such a bubbly, very energetic,
We
very
can call it the
present.
butterfly.
What's the title of your book again?
The Missing Butterfly.
Ha!
Missing
We
Butterfly.
found the missing butterfly.
Yeah.
Noluntu, how are you?
Well, thank you.
We are great.
Thank you for having me on the
Aha.
show. Again, not to be redundant, but it is an honor to be here and quite a privilege to be here.
Thank you
Yeah.
for honoring us. Thank you for honoring the invite. Thank you for being with us. We really appreciate your time. Hey guys, we are still figuring this thing out. You're sitting with mature people here, right? There's no child in the studio. And we're all still asking questions about what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. We are here to unpack what love is. Love still remains such an interesting topic for us, even as mature as we are, because as we are still here, we still think we want to find, and we still want to participate meaningfully in exchanges of love, and we still want to explore what it is. We know that the Bible speaks of Agape Love.
Yes.
I know that that's something you said earlier on. And we also know, guys, but there is love as we speak of it in our social environment. Guys, I'm flowers out 1,000. I'm roses, I'm trips.
100 rand part.
I'm 100
200 notes.
Nama 200.
Yes.
But ultimately, can we ever settle anywhere with what it is? What is this thing that we call love? And is it always found in places that are decent? You know, is it always found in places that are above board? And when it creeps in on us in creepy areas, what do we call it? You know, so we're here to speak about love, and I just want to maybe start with Unoluntu this time around, because
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I know that you and I have gone through a life-changing experience, because we have both, maybe with Umawetu as well, had to redefine or had to walk away from a situation that we had defined as our ultimate love for life. But standing here and seated here today, a couple of years later, you know, with reflection and with hindsight and with everything, what is love to you? What is love?
If I may be honest, I'm still defining it
Okay.
as I evolve.
Okay.
You asked me that 2 years ago, I would have said it's stability.
Okay.
It's a man, or it's being in a relationship that's financially sound. I would have defined it like that. But you asked me this year, and I think I did say it to Mawetu sometime that even if love would find me now, I'm not ready for it.
Okay.
Because in how I view love and what love is, it is to be unselfish.
Okay.
And I'm in a phase where I am very selfishly pursuing my dreams.
Okay.
But I also believe that you can have love while you're pursuing your dreams. But now I think, and I want you to believe, it depends on the partner, how mature, how evolved this person you've met. And well, from the pool of the men that I meet, they're not that evolved.
Oh, my goodness. I actually just want to maybe pick your brains, Uncle Bay, that is it always fair and right to define love in a romantic perspective? You know, because I feel like for me, if we know what love is as an isolated construct, then perhaps maybe there's a chance for us, right? And I'm not taking anything away from what you said, because you said love in terms of a counterpart. But I'm just saying, is it always ever right and correct for us to define love from a point of being in a relationship and romantically involved with somebody? Can we define love outside that?
The problem starts when we have to define it. I think what's more important, I'm going to sound a bit contradictory. We have to understand it. You must know when you feel loved. It's a feeling, it's an emotion. right? And sometimes you cannot describe the way you feel. You just know it, all right? So I think when immediately we become academic about it, then we're gonna be burdening ourselves with a tick box exercise to say, okay, for me, love is A, B, C, D. If somebody that is supposed to be a carrier of that love doesn't possess A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, it limits you to your own understanding of love. Whereas somebody could be carrying somebody that's something that's outside your universe and your sphere of, or your prism of what love is, you know, and they can make you feel like you've never felt before. So for me, it's got to do with transporting me to a place where I've never been. You know? Yeah, yeah.
What I gather you are saying is that you cannot maybe prescribe in a description of love what love should be, except to receive and see how far it takes you. But I also know that in instances where we've experienced people and how they've defined love in their respective lives, is that maybe other people have, and I know I'm also guilty of the same, where I've sort of captured what was given to me as love, but when with time and hindsight, and then I realized maybe that wasn't love. You know, maybe that was somebody playing into my legs and into things that appealed to me, but it wasn't for me, it was for them. So in our defining love, this is why I still think I'll come back to you to say, having, you know, really considered your life experiences, whether it's through you or through other people, are you really honestly sticking with you saying it's not for us to define, but to receive it and see how it makes us feel, and then make sure, I mean, and define that as our description of what love is? Maybe. Am I making sense though?
Yeah, you are.
You're making perfect sense.
Yeah.
Maybe because we're having an abstract conversation around something that is easy but quite sophisticated.
Very complex.
Oh, complex, yes.
Noluntu said she's still learning, she's still discovering. I think that's basically what love is. You learn and you learn and you learn. You understand? Because I don't think you will quite see it when it appears, but you will know somehow, you know. Basically, we are communicating our wants, our ideals, right? And sometimes our ideals is not what we've tasted before. It's what we want to feel. But when it happens, it totally controverts what you've always desired. To say, okay, I didn't know I could be treated this way. I didn't know I could feel this way. I didn't know I could perceive somebody of this terrestrial world, you know, in this format. You know, when you have a little child, you think you have an idea what you're going to do for them, what schools you're going to take them to, what food they're going to eat, what clothes you're going to buy them. But immediately you carry that baby in your hands.
Yes.
Now try and tell me the feeling of that, you know, that moment, that the emotions that go through, the thoughts, sometimes unspoken, that go through. Thoughts unspoken.
Thoughts are definitely unspoken, but we get you.
The experience you get, the joy, the tears, how it overwhelms you, offers you something that is new and fresh and unprecedented, you know.
Sana, you've seen love. I feel like you've seen love, but I want to actually come back to it.
It's true.
I want to come back, and I love how you guys are agreeing. And it feels like I'm in a space where I'm actually space to learn so much from both of you, because of course if you guys agree there must be some sort of universal truth.
We're learning from one another.
But I want to maybe come back to you and say, with that definition of universal truth and maybe universal love, this thing's so complex and yet so beautiful, you know, so whatever, fulfilling. Where does one learn love from? What then becomes our primary reference? Because we can't speak of love as though it's somebody that we all understand. I do believe that we are all brought into this earth space through different vehicles and different mediums, and therefore different experiences. But what is the universal thing that you think we can all go back and refer to and saying, yes, la feeling, yes, Leah, that's love. You love Leah, that should be a reference of love every time.
For me, I define love from my parents,
Oh,
my family, my nieces, my nephews, my cousins, my aunts. I'm learning. I was talking to my niece, and she's like, I can't wait till I change my surname. And she's into white boys. And I'm like,
Oh, Chris.
yeah, wait. She's like,
No, Peter.
Max, I can't wait. I'm like, baby, I am so happy I have my surname. I love this family like anything. But do you remember a time when you were a kid and you'd walk into a room, and then as you walk in, the elders in the family, whether Otatobawa, whether Otatomncinci, and they'll never just say Nangu. They're like,
Mchana wetu.
Nangu mchana wetu.
Umaviwana.
they just light up.
And light up.
Matter
And
of-
now and then, you're like, and you brace up and you start smiling.
Yeah,
That's love.
totally oblivious to any trouble.
That's love.
Can I
Love
have a
is in
follow
the-
up on
Okay.
that one? Because what elements of that? I want that because I don't want us to assume that all of us have had to grow up in a
In healthy.
situation where there is utadobawo no malume that would be affirming. But if you had to look at that critically, you know, what elements of whatever feedback you got from utadobawo no malume, how would you define it? You know, because I think from me, from what you've just said, I can pick up acceptance. You would
Yeah.
feel so accepted in the family, and you didn't have to do anything to feel accepted. But what other things stand out for you from that definition of how it feels to be loved? To assist somebody who may have not grown up under similar circumstances.
Let's go to outside the family. Let's
Yeah,
go
yeah,
to
yeah.
friends.
Mm.
How do your friends receive you when you walk in?
It depends.
Okay, we're talking about friends, not frenemies.
Nobody goes around thinking, I got frenemies. Everybody thinks, I got friends. That's what I'm saying. I want you to define, whether it's through friends or family, but
So-
what are those aspects of whatever behavior happens around you?
So for
You
me,
know.
it's the little things.
Yeah.
For me personally, I love being affirmed, validated. You know, it's the little things. It's when I walk into a room, and I mean, I'm a bubbly person and I'm loud. The fact that I walk into a room with individuals that it doesn't shake them, who I am, and they can call me out. You know, for me, that's love. For me, love is in the quiet moments.
Yes.
I was saying to a friend of mine, and we're talking about this, and I said it's the importance of showing up. Who shows up? For some people will define friendships, because friendships, guys, have love. They are based on love. I am your friend because I love you and you love me.
Yeah.
And therefore we form this bond.
She just revealed something in my head, that sometimes when we're meeting people we don't know of, that we're trying to impress, there is certain elements about ourselves that they should not see. You try by all means not
To show your best side.
not to say too much too soon. You show your best side.
Yeah.
Like that feeling is a feeling where you feel like you don't have to change anything about yourself, and those people already accept you as you are.
As you are.
You know, the deficiencies that you have, you know, the shortcomings, the short fuses,
Yes.
the craze, you know, the moodiness, you know, all those unattractive elements about you, to them, not that they don't have a problem with it, they are sufficient. They laugh them off to say, go away too. I love them as they are.
Change.
You know,
Oh, they're like,
this
"Oh,
is now the answer
Adriana."
and everything. So there's bias as well. But now we're talking about that bias. You find that maybe in a romantic side of things, you find that, look, if somebody leaves their shoes in the lounge, for instance, it's a habit that irritates you. But when they're not doing it, or when they are not around, you even miss that offense, you know, to say, you know, I wish I could clean up after him. You know, I miss him leaving his stinky shoes here, and you know, all those other unsavory habits.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes you even miss somebody's smelly armpits.
Oh my goodness. No, that's taking it.
That's acceptance. That's acceptance. That's acceptance. That's acceptance.
Yes, it's acceptance.
Just because anuka kuviwe, you know.
Awuviwe, by the way, akanuki makhwapha. Okay,
I know
navigators.
of Ndimthandayo. I'll make an example, like with what you're saying, my eldest sister-in-law. Okay. She's very strict. She's very sound. She's very structured. I am the most unstructured person you can meet, guys. I pose as if I've got structure. And I want structure, but I'm not structured. If there's no structure, I just I literally just fall away.
Yeah.
Someone was asking, yes, someone's asking, no, and then she's the one who answered before I could even answer. Because I was thinking, she's like, guys, Anina Munikanto, Anina Muzanto, because I was in the baby 5 minutes ago. To me, I was like, this is love.
Yeah.
This woman,
You didn't have to change anything.
I didn't have to change anything. I'm divorced, but I'm here. But she still, and was another expectation, but I must family, no But she's here defending me to family members.
I love that you think she's defending you, even though she's like Sanumbuzando.
Because
Okay. I actually do want to ask, and that was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
You know, guys, I'm just such a student to both of you. Does love need to be protected?
It does. Fiercely foot.
So you've got this beautiful thing, which feels amazing, and it's based on principles that carry acceptance. You feeling totally accepted.
Right.
Why do you need to protect that?
You're not protecting it from each other.
From?
You're not protecting it
So
internally.
when you're saying from each other, you're saying, and I want to make an example. So me and partner B are together, and partner B has tendencies that might communicate dislove, if that's the term. Now you are saying, not always, you're saying it needs to be protected. Take me in that context.
Okay.
Who do I, because for example, I've said in this case, we are not necessarily protecting love against a third party. We are now with partner B or partner A, and partner A has tendencies outside. Does love need to be protected?
Yes, from those tendencies. So let me just go.
Naman, guys.
I think Divile.
I think the first time I lived with a man, I was in the toilet seat. Yeah, but the toilet seat is always up. Toothpaste, nobody squeeze a phezulu, squeeze ezantsi, okusala ndisqueezile. Uyabona? So these are the things that generally eat away. So how do I protect what I'm feeling? Grace. Okay, so nyukile. Andithandi le nto uba kaloku xa ugqiba mfondini hlisa yonke into. Akade ayenze. Those are the things that eat up in love. Those are the habits that eat up in love. So you are then expected to, because this is things that make you feel good. What do? You give grace. You give grace. Where you would have an outburst that leads to a fight where, and remember guys, the outburst it's like, it takes what?
I want to actually follow up, because I actually think we can all agree on the toilet seat that's up is an annoyance.
It is.
But I'm saying now there is esithandiwe or nolthando in sipokas that are habits. Now we're not talking habits that are physical material things.
Okay.
We're talking humans. Habits is gama wethu ngozoleka. Those are his bad habits, you know? And I'm saying, if you trust your love with him enough, is it love that you need to protect? Or is it love that you also need to love him with all of his flaws? Where do you stand on that conversation?
There will be things that, when you have a beautiful garden that you tend every day.
I love the garden, something you're saying.
The analogy.
I've already thought of an analogy.
Yeah, I mean, there are weeds there that you'll have to take out. I think
Yes.
you explained this beautifully. There are weeds that you'll have to take out. If you don't take them out, they will eat away.
Of
At the
beauty.
beautiful garden,
Absolutely, right? So you need to tend to your garden. You need to weed out all those antibacteria, the bacteria.
Like it did. I think
Yes,
it did.
yes.
That's what they call it.
Death, I've seen the Zoleka tendency. All right, let's sit down, talk about it. This thing is going to take away our peace. It's going to take away my tolerance for you. It's going to take away our love, my patience, my kindness towards you. It is really a disturbance and a disruption to the beauty of the garden that we have. Please be mindful. Yeah. And then I go back to my Zoleka tendencies, and then Vatiswa tendencies, and then the other tendencies. And then you realize that, look, we have spoken about this, and it persists, right? Which means I am willing to walk away from this which I no longer value.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And I want to take you to that garden analogy that you said.
Yeah.
Because I also know roses do grow up amongst thorns. right?
Yeah.
Where something beautiful does come
Just
out
like
of.
now, I'm a thorn among roses.
Don't take it there. Let's keep it here.
All right.
Let's bring it
Okay,
back
cool.
here. Have you always been part of love that was growing under beautiful circumstances? Have you ever been a part of love, however you define love, that seemed real, but the circumstances were not beautiful for it to thrive? Have you found yourself in love with somebody that you should not perhaps fall in love with? Is love always something that happens under perfect circumstances? Because as you guys are speaking about it, it seems like this very beautiful thing, and I love that. Have you ever found yourselves, and this question is to both of you, it gives you time to prepare your answer, but I'm starting with my word.
I'm not going to give you a political answer. Right?
Just truth.
Just truth,
Yeah.
right? No, the circumstances are not always ideal and legitimate,
I love that.
right? And again, that speaks to the very contradiction of love, right?
Oh, love has contradiction.
Yes,
Okay, which is?
multiple
Okay,
contradictions.
but the one you refer
Love is
to
a beautiful thing, right? It doesn't matter whom you love, it remains a beautiful thing, right? However, immediately it has got traits about it that are selfish or self-serving or egotistic.
I'm listening.
Then it is driven by mischief and failure to exercise restraint, you know. Yeah.
I don't want you to judge yourself.
I'm
I
not
think the
judging
question was
myself.
just limited to,
Yeah.
have you found yourself madly in love,
Oh.
where you know that the circumstances aren't exactly cued for that love to thrive?
The
In
ground.
other words, and let's be practical navigators, have you loved somebody that wasn't available? Whether they are married to somebody else, whether they are dating somebody else, have you ever loved somebody so
Whether they knew
much?
this fact or not.
Yeah, words is backing.
I think I'm a serial offender when it comes to that.
To that part.
I respect your answer because I do want us to show
Uh.
that sometimes the societal arrangements does not allow for love to grow in every space, but sometimes
Should they though?
Sometimes even through the cracks of the pavement, you'll find a plant growing
You'll
there.
find.
Do you understand? In circumstances where it should not grow, right? What do we then do with that? You know, do we deny that love grows because
No, we
it is
don't.
growing? What do we do in a case where you find yourself in love where you shouldn't, ultimately, where you shouldn't? Who do you become true to? Do you become true to Unolundu? Or do you become a servant of the world? Where you're like, in this space, in society, I should not be in love with this person.
You don't choose love. Love chooses you.
I love you. I love that.
You
I
don't
love
you
that.
don't you don't wake up today and say, I want to be in love with H or M is going to be my person. You don't wake up to that. It happens. It just happens.
And I'm asking, can I also just be explicit so that you give me a response that actually aligns to real life experiences?
Right.
We've got abantu that fall in love in circumstances that shouldn't. Or that can't be accepted as love in modern society world.
Forbidden.
Now that seem like forbidden to some degree, and I don't know if we can ever, I always say love is the language of the universe, and it's like water, it travels where it needs to go, and wherever it reaches, that's where love is, whether we like the circumstances or not. And I know of people that may have been in love but just rediscover love again. And in circumstances where it seemed almost like impossible for love to exist. And then I know balancing their true feelings in the moment with societal expectations, there's a conflict and a bit of an abrasive situation. I'm saying when you find yourself in that situation, who do you serve? Who then becomes your master? Is it Unolundu that is finding themselves in love in this absolutely almost impossible situation? Where you're like a pavement. How can a plant, and then through the crack, the plant grows and it is love. It seems like love. It walks like love, and it talks like love. Who do you then serve in that instance? Is it Unolundu, or do you stick to what society defines as circumstances for love?
For me, personally,
Yeah.
do I sleep at night?
Love that.
Do I sleep through the night or do I worry about it? because you can be in love with someone who's not available. But now, love is supposed to, in my thinking, and again, I'm discovering.
I love that.
I am learning,
Love
right?
that
What love
openness.
is. I believe beyond anything, if we are in love, we both feel it. So everything else is worth moving towards this. So if I am the only person that's holding the torch, then I need to do an audit. Because loving someone who cannot love you back to the degree that you deserve, do we call that love, or do we call that martyrdom? You are then self-sacrificing yourself. It shouldn't be like that. Again, I say I'm learning, but I've been in a situation where you're loving someone who's unavailable. And at some point, you do an audit to say, is this what I want? Is this what I deserve? Nolontu deserves a partner that's going to dote on them. Nolontu deserves a partner that's going to be available. Not available at 12 from 9 to 4. If Nolontu calls at midnight, because currently at midnight, that's the only time they get to talk to you, and they want your advice on something, and you're not available, because love is available. Love should be available.
You guys, when you're talking at the level of principle, I enjoy that. You know, I really love it because you know, I love principle, because principle is cute. I feel like we can all agree at principle, you know, right? But I actually just want to bring this down to practicality.
Yes.
And I came across something on social media, in recent days, where somebody was saying, one of the things you can't understand about married people, and in the divorces up, is that uNoluntu uzamyeka uSiyabonga wakhe, because Siyabonga has cheated with uViwe. But sana nanku uNoluntu yoba side chick kama wethu noSiphokazi, right? And I've always interacted with that information for him personally, to say, but Noluntu might not be interested in the man fully in the second phase of her life. Hence, she's willing to just be like, I wait to available, come past, let's have coffee, you know, and do whatever else we want to do, you know, but otherwise I'm okay, you know. How do we handle that conversation in society? Because abantu abashadile leave cheating husbands, and they also just become
The problem.
side chicks to...
Yeah.
You know, is it an issue of repeated offenses, but by you? It's almost like sending you to jail for stealing a stock suite, and then you're coming back as a fully fledged murderer,
I think
right?
I think it's growing tired of doing the right thing. Gone by, I know.
Is it?
I think it's on
I don't think so, guys.
growing tired of doing the right thing.
I don't
right?
think so.
Well,
I think sometimes...
Viewer, I spoke about idealism earlier to say if we've got these tick box exercises, all idealism. Maybe it's idealism that I do not want to be in love with a married woman. But I said earlier, I'm a serial offender. You find yourself drawn and attracted, right? Extremely intensely attracted to people you should not be attracted to. It could be a friend's
You're speaking
wife.
from experience.
It
I
could
can
be
see from
a
your
colleague.
face.
Ah,
This one is speaking from experience.
listen to not judge.
No.
Listen to
I
not
just
judge, right? And then it could be your sister's friend who sees you as a big brother as well. You understand? And then you realize that, look, I'm seen as a protector here. Let me be that upright man. That's idealism. It's a principle. It's higher than practice.
Asizela.
Right?
Asizela.
And
Bring it
then
here.
now the question is, do I exercise restraint, or do I unleash the fire in me and say, "Maqalanga ndityeni," I'll see the consequences afterwards. You understand? Now the question is, does it end well? If it doesn't end well, then probably that's a marker you should not be doing it.
No, we all encounter in things that don't end well. You know what? I don't want to go to the end. I mean, somebody who decides I'm going to finish a bottle of Chardonnay today, certainly they know they're going to wake up with a heavy head, right? We cannot now in this one aspect act as though, as humans, this is independent of whether you're married or with a person or a counter. We cannot now sit here and pretend that we always take decisions based on how this is going to end. You know, sometimes we get so consumed in the moment, you find yourself enjoying one Chardonnay glass to another for those that drink. And in other instances, we get ourselves at a point where we're so consumed by these people, by other people, whatever the case, whether they are safe to be with or not safe to be with. And the question still remains for me, that when you find yourself in instances where you are exposed to feelings, you know, this person affects me so much that I don't want to let this feeling go. You know, do I allow myself to get consumed in it, or do I vote for what society says? But do you understand? I'm just making an example. You know, at a personal level, with you trying to explore what love is, you know, what then becomes your limits?
But love has restraint.
Does it?
It does.
Should it?
It should. Love as an adult has restraint. Love as a teenager doesn't.
I want to actually say something.
Burn if you want to burn.
I want to say something to that fact because, guys, as I said, at a principle level, we can all agree we need to restrain ourselves. But I mean, as we are seated here, there is a million relationships that are happening that don't hold true to the principle of restraint.
True.
That don't hold true to, oh my God, Ubani is not available. Where people just get so consumed. Because as I told you, as you guys said initially, I didn't have to say this, that love consumes you, you know? It's this feeling that you can't literally, you know?
Take away. But also love, Viwe. The characteristics of love also have self-restraint.
I'm listening.
It has self-restraint. I might be madly in love with you. Madly. But the circumstances are not right. So if I believe that this is it, this is what God, the universe, has in store for me, then I wait.
I want to take you to the story of Rose and Jack. Let me take you there because I think you guys over-imagine what I presume and I put forward as circumstances that aren't allowing, you know? Take an instance where love is not allowed in the societal construct. You know, it does not always have to be structured in the sense. And what I'm trying to advocate for and that what I'm trying to stand on is what love should be. You know, that in the instances of Jack, no Rose, I think we all end up with teary eyes for their love. And I'm not sure if there's anybody that doesn't accept their love, I mean, in the end. You know, that questions the genuity of their love. And it's in every other story that we read about. And yet, when we have to evaluate it in our circles, we are quick to judge what is right and what is wrong. And I'm just trying to show, but sometimes love, and I keep saying, guys, through the cracks of a pavement, you have a flower that's growing there. And you know it has everything that a plant should have. It is green, and it is growing, and it's full of life. And that, for me, becomes my definition of what love, and the love that grows to circumstances that are unfavorable. And I'm saying still in that moment, you being your Rose and your Jack, you're right? When love confronts you in ways that are not predictable, in ways that maybe don't even speak to your values, but it is love. Ungo Rose, not Jack. Who do you then stand for? Do you stand for Rose and Jack when it's in Titanic and not in your literal life? Because I think society is partly stuck on that.
We would be big on Rose and Jack because it ends beautifully for them.
Yes.
It's a sad story.
How do you ever know
it's a beautiful
How do you
love
ever know
story.
how it's going to end for you?
If you look at the lady, the way she was treated by that prince,
by that guy that he was going to marry.
Is that love really? But then if somebody gives you that cushion, gives you that comfort, that paradise.
Okay. I want to say, because I want you to capture exactly what I'm trying to say around the question, that forget what Rose was getting from somebody else. Forget other love stories. Forget what's happening in the background. You know, just capture the fact that Rose and Jack aren't accepted. Their love is not by society. Whatever the reasons are, whatever Rose is receiving, whatever Jack didn't have, but their love is not accepted. And I'm saying at that point, what do we then do? Because I now know that society does face those questions. You know, where love is denied because it's not aligning with certain principles that society has constructed, right? And their society express restraints because they're not allowed. But where society ticks it, then society is like, yay. But you cannot deny that love is love. It doesn't matter where it is.
I hear what you're saying, and I'm a bit worried that I'm going to come out as a classist.
Yeah.
it's rare,
Ah.
very rare, that those kind of relationships do last long. Hear me out. You know how
Which ones? The Jack
Which
one?
one?
the Jack and the Rose
Jack
one.
and Rose. Oh,
Yeah.
because they end up dying. Please.
No,
Come on.
No to death, but the fault of going to private schools. So you date within the pedigree.
No one forces you to. by
No
the
one
way.
forces you to, but you date within the pedigree. So take Unoluntu, who meets a Malbongwe of some sort.
Was
Umalbongwe JSS, Umalbongwe na xa ifika phakathi kwenu, even the way he can't express himself. But Malbongwe and I are in love.
I love that. I love your
Right?
story.
Now, I have a certain exposure to the world. Malbongwe doesn't.
Okay. Oh, Malbi.
Malbi comes here, yeah. So Malbi comes in.
I
and
love your
meets-
compassion.
Yeah, you know the compassion.
Empathy.
Malbi comes in and meets my friends. Now, Malbi is a man. Innate men have egos. Actually, all human beings have egos. Malbongo will feel akafiti up. Athi kukho
Enye into
laviwe.
niyakhumsha inkinga yenu.
Athi kukho
Nilala
laviwe.
English,
Uviwe uyambona na xa ikhuluma nomuntu wakhe. Uyambona masiqashana nomuntu wakhe
Thethe
akathathe hamba. These are the cracks. Right? And mna andizuyinyamezela le nto yoba njengoba sihamba yabona khona la mawethu hayi wayitana mhlakaba njengoba kuhlelo mawethu ude nithe niyabhantsana xa nihleka. He's observed how we all interact.
But what does that have to do with your love?
It's got nothing to do with the love, but we faka up. Because my thing would be, but babe, nanzoqala apha kubabe. Ndithi ngubaby ngoku. I've been saying baby for the longest time. Right? But we qala apha ke ngoku. So now he takes things because for him he's not exposed exposure. For him it reminds him where he comes from. And some people don't necessarily like to be reminded where they've come from. And Malbi knows that he's done big. I mean, he's dated up, right? He's dated up. Nam, ungasangangathethi because niyamazi uzawuqala athethe ezaa nto zakhe ezi-archaic nqoma xa sisodwa we're good. And ndithuthandwa lukhona, the love is there.
Then there's no love there. May I dare suggest? And I feel like for me, if you...
But with society, these are the things that, this is why sometimes
This
you
is
find...
not society in
This
this
is why
instance.
sometimes
Yeah,
you're told, date
there's a
within your
thin
pedigree.
line.
No, but in this instance, dare I say, it's not society. You have a problem with elements of Umalbongwe. You have a problem with elements that Umalbongwe can't eat sushi, can't be eloquent, can't eat, doesn't know caviars and champagne and chambon. Do you understand?
Yes.
That sits with you. Okay. That sits with you for me from my analysis. From me, I am saying you find somebody that you are completely in love with, right?
Yes.
And maybe, I don't know, Umawetu seems to be disagreeing. Do you want?
I'm not disagreeing, but I think we're getting each other, but we're not getting each other. One another.
We're not getting each other.
You're saying societal standards.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We've spoken about this earlier.
Yeah.
And then he says, okay, we are part of the very society.
Yeah.
Society is me. I am society. And together we are it.
Together.
So now societal standards are my standards. Now, if my experience is now deviating from the societal standards, am I able to sleep at night?
I love that.
Does this sit down with my conscience, my own understanding of what is right and wrong, my own idiosyncrasies? Does this which I'm doing now defy all of that? Then, before I've even let the society down, I've let myself down. But if I am satisfied, irrespective of what the society holds, but I am completely convicted of what I'm doing and its correctness and accuracy, then I am well on track in going ahead with it. You understand?
I get you. I get you. Look,
because
guys, I'm
society
just throwing
is
questions.
not always wrong, but society is not always right.
I love that.
Right. Yeah.
It's love forever.
I want to believe that.
Is it?
Hey,
should we renew this love contract every couple of years?
We should not renew, but we should
Revisit.
redefine the evolution of it.
Do we evolve similarly? You know, I feel like, do I love you? Has it been your experience that in Ndithanda uma wethu, and every point in time we have evolved forward similarly? Can love be forever?
It's two different people. They cannot evolve at the same time. It is desired, and there are instances where you evolve at the same time, but when that is not possible, wait until that person is synergized to you.
Can love ever be? What do you mean?
Please do.
What do you mean?
There are certain things that I may not have the same understanding and persuasion of them as you do at that point in time, right? Maybe I will come back to you and say, you know what you said to me 5 years ago makes sense to me now.
In fact,
But now, because I was not there,
I'm okay with voting it out.
We don't mature at the same time. You know, I always say, abantu bayakwazi ukungena ehlathini ngexesha elinye.
Ehlathini phi ngokwebhumeni?
No. I mean a forest. The forest.
Okay.
where is your mind?
Asifani. Our background, our life experiences have actually made us who we are. And asizufana. But love, one of the attributes is patience.
Guys, I respect what you're saying, and I want to disagree with it in part. No, I want to disagree with it in part, but I don't want to disagree with it in its entirety. I love that. Agape love we Bible. By the way, is what love is patient.
Euros, yes. There's agape, there's euros, and then what else?
Philia. I think yes.
Asipasi zonke because niphixene apha kwi-society abanye bayathandana bayohlukana
my belief is all the different loves ezikhoyo ne i-foundation yazo yi-agape.
Undiphikisele ngoba ndisithi agape kayi ndisondele ebhayibhileni ngongayifundile.
No, but I did not.
No.
I did not. We are all in agreement here.
Undivezele uba ndaze-1. Lalela, where I was saying is that it's guys, I want us to dispel these stereotypes to some degree and to get practical. As I'm saying, at the principal level, guys, we can say, cut, let's close the show. We're done. Because we'll all say these things and they're all cute to say. Love is beautiful, love is patient, love is don. Tina, so we're failed soldiers. So we also know how that can what do you call this
Hence
thing?
we are learning. Hence we are evolving.
But even our learning, we must submit to POE 80. We are responsive to education.
Love is not immune.
Love is not
immune.
I feel like for me, what I would like for us to always come back to is the practical experiences of what this is. Because yes, love is patient. We weren't patient enough to stick around in our respective situations, right? Otherwise, and yet we are seated, and we had reasons that felt as justification enough for us to not remain in similar situations. There are people that are finding themselves in similar situations where patience cannot save the situation, where patience cannot, I mean, you can't tell me I must sit here and wait for a man that doesn't return at night, because love is to be patient.
No.
Right? At least you can protest against that behavior with me, you know? But, and then I guess...
Did you guys play that at his paragraph?
Dangerous love? Have you ever partaken?
Oh. Dangerous love. Passion.
Dangerous. Did you say dangerous?
Yes. Passion.
Forbidden.
The passionate kind. Okay, can I just say dangerous as in a man and a woman, please?
Yeah.
No, from my part.
Natural man and natural woman.
Yes, natural man and natural woman. The passionate one, the one that you know that, hey, I have.
My type of sauce.
Passionate, very passionate. And I think I'm the person that doesn't hide things. I think my body language just sorts of...
I can imagine you in love.
You know when he read the book, he asked me, he's like, yay, what sex are you having that we don't?
You have the book.
Can you ask him about? I mean, ask her about the sex he's been having, or is it not safe for the show?
It's the dangerous kind.
Okay.
Everything there is the dangerous kind.
Oh, restraint.
No, we don't do restraint.
That's dangerous for me. It's
Is
like,
that dangerous for you?
yes.
No,
What I asked her
we should
was
make you read.
those graphic.
It's gonna be an
those graphic sex
What
scenes.
was your dangerous love? How am I in fact to eat danger? Can you put it?
Viwe, and you Brutus. And you Brutus. Huh?
You know men like Umawethu, ne?
I know it is a submarine.
You-
He moves,
Yes!
but he's there. He moves.
Umawethu, you are clean on paper. You are.
That's the
On
thing.
paper.
He, on principle, he's
You are a principled guy, but
Tell us about
you
your
know I
dangerous
would
love.
pay.
How
I
did
would
you
pay to be
feel?
a fly in the wall because I'm like, you are probably a freak.
Kaloku guys, people need to understand
Why is-
that you
no.
are facing the same struggles. as
Kasi
them.
again, principle. Your dangerous love situation. Kangen.
What do you want to know about it?
But it was
Did it
there.
happen or didn't it happen?
No, but what's your general feeling
I've
over
made
it?
some stupid decisions.
No,
in my
don't
life.
call them stupid because how fulfilling were
Dangerous
they?
decisions in my life.
Dangerously in
Yeah,
love.
Beyonce did say it.
How was it though? But what was the thought process for you going into it knowing that, oh my God, this is not above board? Because when you're a man of principle,
Yes.
because
I got tired of doing the right thing. I told you. I got tired of doing the
And-
right
and how
of
did-
choosing better for myself.
And
then
how
I
did
thought,
you- and how did you
know
feel
what?
at the end?
While it ran its life, it felt very good. And it
Till?
felt
Yes.
interminable.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Beat
You can be a
But
bad guy.
I knew
You're that man.
but it
Told
was
you.
not going to end well. And it didn't end well.
So lo muntu bomshaya utheni xa ekusemka kuwe? Uye wathini xa evalelisa? Oh, you look like you were heartbroken in the end. Oh, tissue, Chomi, ingathi usagowa. You were.
Why?
Nawe nje uyathandlala ngomlilo. But laa mlilo umandi.
And awubingathi
You said
uyatsha ne?
it.
Umandi.
Viwe, awubingathi uzawutsha. And ingqondo yakho ithi sweet.
Can I ask you a question?
Like,
Before
it's
uqale,
a situation that would make you never ever have to judge people again.
and I love that. Yazi uThixo bahambilisha abantu ne?
Yeah.
I feel like I was the biggest
I was to
judge.
the ground.
I would feel like I was the biggest judge of good or bad, right or wrong. Till my life also, I don't know.
Took a turn.
You know, took a
You
turn.
also grew tired of doing the right thing.
Can we forgive people our age who've tried to be great? You know? Can we forgive adults? You know, I feel like children shouldn't be even getting... Because I want to, and before you answer, I want to take your dangerous love that happened later in life, what it did for you as a human being, and whether or not you feel that's an experience you needed when you were younger, and what it would have done for you, opening you up to the realities of love as a human being.
Okay, I think I'm a passionate person by nature. And when I was younger, I wasn't as open-minded and like if it means let's burn the house down together, sweetheart, with us in it, hey, let it burn.
Yes.
Let it burn.
Let it burn. I don't care about the next person.
Yeah. Let's go on about our business like there's no tomorrow.
There's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
So when you are younger, the consequences are dire.
Hey.
Isn't that the best time to
Because,
experience
but they
dangerous
don't
love,
only affect you. Remember, you're a teenager or you're younger, you're a kid. They don't only affect you. They affect your family. They affect abanye abantu aba extended. It cannot be contained to just you. When you're an adult, you are able. Uyayibona mos ba yey siyaya kwi-iceberg. I-Titanic. Better. You then start planning ba. Okay, it should only hit me. If it means I need to move things around to ensure that it impact betemna, not anyone else, you do that. And that it's wisdom that comes with age.
I see.
It's wisdom that comes with age. When you're a kid, you are so passionate. You feel, and I always laugh.
You're full of life.
You're full of life, and you think you know it all, and
Yeah.
you think everyone else doesn't know it.
Wes, can you ever separate love from supply provision? Can you ever have a situation where love is
That's a
just
good
love
question.
without provision?
No,
You can't.
you can't. Provision for me though is multifaceted. Yeah. If you love somebody, you provide a whole lot more. And finances are but a tiny weeny bit of it. Now, if we're gonna let finances cease from being a tiny part of it to being a huge part of it, then we have a problem. Because now, if there's no finances, everything else goes away. So we also cannot say, because I'm providing for you, therefore I have no obligation to doing other things, and in turn you have no obligation to hold me accountable. You know? So love and provision definitely go hand in glove. It can be provision, provide your time, provide money, provide protection, endurance, empathy. You know, there's a whole lot you provide. You know, just think of it in any simplistic way, not even in a romantic setting. You and your child, you provide. You were traveling up and down buying dresses,
Metric dance.
You know, that's provision. But you provided what? It was a flight detail. It was an early morning. It was calls with the designer. It was making sure that she's on time for the fittings, and it was your little fights and disagreements together over this or that design. You are providing. Listen, you list here, you know. So yeah, provision. I think we can go on. It's a wide subject. So provision for me is just it's in whole.
I think for everyone.
I want to ask you though, as a woman, would you provide? And how do you feel about being the one that has to provide, particularly financially, in a relationship wherein you are dating somebody who has...
It was narrowed down to financial.
Just wait. I just see the arrow.
Sorry, Noluntu.
The bullseye on me.
I want to check, but when you find a partner that can provide other things, is silly postopedic, is popping, Miguel, right? And presence and everything, but umntu is just not maybe financially stable. So vele nje, if you guys are going out, you have to be the one that passed the card to him to pay panskotafile. Want you to take life as we live in this century, and for you to tell me, forget what we believe in. Na indoda yakho iyawuchana wonke umcimbi. Ndithe kusile posture bidding nguprincipal inqununu yesikolo ne. And here I'm saying, but ubaba, and it's always the broke ones that are great, by the way.
They've got nothing else to master.
They have always them that are good at the fertility dance.
But I'm saying, akapasi ubhuti xa ufike pha erumini oko, because poppy career, there ain't nothing much to do. In fact, xa umhooke up ufuneka ube ngothi emsebenzini ufuna ucela ingca, you know, uphinde uyichebe ngokwakho aclaim, right? Because right now I'm trying to say, but I so discount posturepedic.
And your project manager, your life, the project manager to make a living for my kids. I cannot. Okay. In my life. First of all, I'm a stating I need to see them. I guess.
Yo.
So I need someone
you can respect.
I can respect. I don't need someone that's going to
be a child. No.
That's toxic, by the way.
That's toxic. So, and maybe by the fact that I was raised by men that actually worked, that actually, as my way to say, is provided. So, it premises or a point of reference, and from my grandfather to my late father to my brother, and now, so it becomes so hard for me. If I say up, here's a deal. There's a deal I'm working on something. For me, you are good work, because not easy.
Guys. Hey.
Dating up. How's that for you? Dating a woman that you know, Yes, and quite useless. I mean, I'm a man in my own space. But literally, she is winning in every space.
Yes.
She's a superwoman. She is a modern day boss of the day. She's a boss in the world. And yeah, it's also girl. How does that make you feel in love? You know, we're still defining love, by the way.
Yes.
We're still trying to find out all these circumstances that we sometimes find ourselves in. Now, yeah, girl is a boss in the world, basically. Almost to a point where apho uqhela usuka khona uqhela upraise ba ye umuntu wami ye umuntu wakho kule round nguye othi lapha abe ngaphe besithi, but she's a winner in a space, you know.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
It's interesting.
So I'm dating up only because of a tax bracket.
No, you are dating up, but the reality is that you're dating a woman that is not dependent on you now for a McDonald's burger.
Right.
She literally is a boss in her world. In actual fact,
Yes.
nguwe ophela uzifilisha ngathi ungazibona ungu-water boy kuye.
Look, no, you see now, I think I like the way you're qualifying it. I would date up any day as long as it's got nothing to do with her and it's got nothing to do with me. I must be allowed to pamper her the way I want, the way I can, the way I will. As long as I'm not forced out of my comfort zone right into my insecurities. As long as I do not demand of her because she is a winner, therefore she must win in supplying this side. Now I'm going to lead my own life with my own.
Who then becomes responsibility for keeping your insecurities in check? Is it her or is it you?
All right.
Because yes, insecurities will become a man that feels like I benga falang ba wenzu A, B, C, D, and F. But who
Yeah.
then becomes responsible for
When
them?
I am putting an effort and that effort is thwarted as, you know, it's a tip of
Who
an
do
iceberg.
tengi fanta appetize corner? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Whereas I'm bent over backwards.
Kodwa mazi
giving my
fanta
best.
kayisela usela appetize.
No, but kaloku if usela ifanta, I mean, I should have known that from the beginning. But every time I make an effort, it is
Have
going
you?
to be qualified.
Do you know what? I actually want to qualify this because I think for me
Yes.
it would be more anchored if we speak of a real life situation. Have you ever felt that what you do for your woman is countered by somebody who's not in a relationship with them? I'll tell you, for example, when usikenda yakhe emsebenzini ufike sithi last week ube ngithengelwe isushi ngusizwe who's also a counterpart, you know, a colleague, you know, because I feel like some of these things don't happen as directly, but they happen through life experiences like that. When you afford ukenda yakhe afike whether brother wakhe, but instances that dwarf you.
Yes.
As a man,
Yes,
but they're
minimum.
not supposed to because brother
Yes.
wakhe lo. But I mean, she's at a level where brother wakhe no sister amutanda this type of sushi from that.
How
Mandela
I feel
pattern.
is very important.
Hi,
I
bo.
know it's my responsibility. If I feel underappreciated or not appreciated at all,
Okanye
It
asikancome
drives me-
kakhulu brother wakhe, ancome
Exactly.
kancinci kuwe.
Exactly.
So she has to carry your ego.
no, she has to have emotional intelligence.
Yo, mu girls, ni vile.
If a girl, right? Yes, as Uvo said, yeah, as a brother, but ndasakawuthanda sushi, right? Uze wena nani no Nando's.
Awuyazi kwa sushi.
Awuyazi kwa sushi. And in fact, in Bangati, let's do sushi. Like, yo, if you
No,
should
just-
So basically, this person is not within my reach. Why would I just khohlakale ngolo hlobo?
But niyathandana.
But niyathandana.
Then those things don't matter, shouldn't matter. If siyathandana.
You've already
But you know, if I
qualified.
then call you and say, oh my gosh, wait to, you know, Fikilo brother mama up in sushi. Oh my gosh, like, and ubukoma wena.
Ndiyafuna ukumthengela isushi but I can't afford.
Okwaqala uyazi kwa le
Yes.
sushi.
Huh?
Awuyazi kwa uyazi. It's out of
Kaloku,
here.
a relationship. what would be a relationship if
Ayizange yathengwa straight kwa le
it's fine. It's fine. Uthando, guys. Abantu bayadevelopana ethandweni. I should. If you fall in love with me, by the time this relationship is over, either by death or by design, right? You should be a better person than what you were when you came in.
I love that.
So if I did not have a soft palate when I met you, somehow, oh no, what you food say is sushi, what you food is caviar, what you food is this. I did not know these things. Does I must see me mna?
Oh my
But ungiphucule. You know, this is how I value. This is how she adds value to my life. There's nothing wrong with that. You know.
We add
But if
value.
mna, even in the world of sushis, I'm still stuck on my KFC. No! Kontombazane zawutyesa sushi rice, fish.
Uyam-upgrade umfaka kwi-sushi nanko kwenzela into. What then becomes your deal breaker? Because I am saying this because navigators, there's a notion
Upgrading
that
is not one-sided. Shouldn't be.
kudla ngothiwa wesiwezine xa ufike enxiba ikawusi eziyelo nebhrukhwe orange nesheti ebomvu ushiya ezinxiba uyayiqonda and wena you knew sushi, he didn't know sushi, you taught him sushi, now he's a sushified man,
Yes.
right? Now he decides you get him out of the orange pants
Hello,
and the
Mr.
red
Kunene.
socks and the
And then
yellow
he now
shirt.
starts looking yummy for
Now,
others.
uyami. What then becomes your expectation of him? You know, now that you've upgraded him, what then becomes your expectation and what then becomes also your deal breaker with him?
Okay, my expectation would be sizohlala sibe kule relationship sibe happy. Eyami, uyami for me.
Okay.
Uba ebesebenzisa i-shield.
Wamfaka kumicham.
Ndamfaka kwimicham. Ngothenga Aramis. Did no. But there's Chanel, there's Tom Ford.
Yeah.
Anenzela abanye abantu, ndenzela mna. Naye.
Is that realistic?
Yes, it is. I have to smell him.
Compliment Chanel
You
kamanje.
can, and there's nothing wrong with it because that's the idea. I have to smell him on me.
And
He
then-
has to hug me and leave his scent on me.
Angashiya kuviwe.
Angashiya kuviwe, and no problem no viwe. And no problem no viwe, but as long as ma wethu engowam. Engengowam no viwe.
Kaloku uzawusawuvisa noChanel ngoku.
Ingxaki kaloku iqala apho. That's where the problem is. And it's not about you, it's about uweza kum.
Okay.
Uba, but kaloku baby bengicinga silapha nje. Kwenzeka ntoni ngoku?
So what do you stand for? Uyamchinja kuzaa shirt ezibomvu nebhrukhwe eziyelo.
And just because my retinals can't be looking at yellow at any given time.
Guys, this is very simple.
Ima, let's quickly refer to this. Uyandithatha ndikule ntombi yaseNgcobo.
Yeah.
Undifake Diamond Walk,
Yes.
Louis Vuittons, nani.
Yes.
What's your minimal expectation from me? And what becomes the deal breaker for the relationship? Upgrade ngoba ufike ngibe ujet wami futhi ndi-happy. Akho nto wrong
No,
futhi
Mr.
kanojet
Price.
wami.
Kumele ndi-
Connex me.
That is my
But then
goal,
what becomes your
right?
your new thing? Are you open to me coming back and be like, yo, uthi xa ubuza hayibo kwenzeke ntoni kuwe nosizwe ndithi baby it was a once-off thing. Ndiyenze kusizwe phofu ndibone ndinxibe uluwi wakho.
Either way, you have
people.
broken. You have broken the covenant
trust.
or the trust or the agreement that we have. So it cannot again be your prerogative on what the consequences are. You know that you have to defend.
Do you forgive that cheating?
We've been through this before.
Do you, in this instance where you've upgraded me to be the woman that's now desirable to Sizwe?
Okay, why did you cheat? Will be the deal breaker for me, not the fact that you cheated.
I don't know why I cheated. Most people who cheat don't know why
It's
they
important
cheat.
that you should know.
No,
Then if you don't know,
No, you know why you cheat.
Yeah, you definitely
just
know.
don't want to audibly say it.
No, but umzekelo, I've come across a situation where somebody said, I love both you and Noluntu. Do you understand? What then becomes your stand? It wasn't in my case, Navigator.
okay. So if you love both of us, I cannot stay in that triangulation or
It's so easier for you as a
tripartite
man.
alliance.
That's why I didn't put that question to you as a man, because I know men are very
Oh, okay,
absolute.
all right,
Men will be
okay.
like, I am this.
Okay.
When he says, I love you and Viwe,
No, Luntu.
do you now compete to be number one against Uviwe?
No, I don't. Anyway, I don't feel to compete. And this will compete no view. And Luntu 10, 15 years ago would have been like, you know what, it's okay. Stefan. Because I'm not going to, and here's the thing, ne? Whether it's with us women, we have these silent competitions. We have, because uviwe betel, mna ikhona lento rongo nam. Then I don't have the energy to even do that psychoanalysis about why.
She's with a woman.
Oh.
And this is something you can't compete with because you can't have her physical structure that attracted her. Attracted Noluntu. What then becomes? And she says, I still love you.
I love women, but I can't compete with them sexually.
Right? No. Okay. He cheats
So
with a man.
now,
He cheats with a man. You know that's something you can't compete against. Also, That's something you can't offer. Naye umntana abantu uyafuna ukhanqishwe uyabo. So what then becomes your
I think
response?
ndizawulila for 10 days.
10 days. Guys, we've tried.
On the 10th day, ngilile mos. Cause nyembezi.
Chita nendoda.
Ndithi, hayi khawukuye ke kusizwe. Ndohlula ke le mna. Because andizibanayo le nto sizwa nayo.
No, that's clear.
It's very clear. Even if we say, okay, let's change
Do you know
styles.
why I'm asking these questions, guys? I think with opulence and a lot of black people are actually rising from middle class too, you know? And I think sexuality has become something that black people in recent days has been expanded. People are exploring beyond what is the norm.
Yes.
You get guys, they become finer, sleeping with younger boys, men, powerful men. And we also have had women that are also saying, what then becomes the alternative? You know, that's why I'm asking. And these are things that one of us, not me, not you, but perhaps somebody in our age group
May
then
that
gets to
opulence
experience.
never find me.
Hey, may it not locate.
Guys, let's just
But
guys,
you know,
It's
some
alright,
people,
it's okay.
some people my way too.
We'll eat brown bread.
guys, in all my life, this is the first I've never had people that actually boldly choose poverty over opulence. Just because abafuna utyelwa by same sex don't.
Because I wouldn't even know how to peg you. Uyabo? So, coffee and cat bukele kama porn for days. Man, lili 10 days yam dukulula.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been quite a pleasure to host this conversation where we were exploring everything about love and what it is that we think we should know and discuss around the topic of love. Love, guys, is a never-ending topic. I feel like when we were younger, we were trying to find ourselves in love. We thought we were in love. We came back bruised by love. We're still fighting forth. Sitchilo Mosati, we will die on the hill of love. I don't know about you guys.
No, I won't.
Love.
Yes.
Because ndinezinto endizifunayo zopopa
Right?
ndibuye ndithi love
Love, here we are.
here ndilike boys to men ndilike bonke
LOVE.
ndibe in love ndithi I'm open.
Guys, aluyekwa ulove aluncanywa ningaze nivume bayaxoka bayaniqhatha. Love is love. Love is the language of God, by the way. Love is calm, love is patient. Love is everything else you've experienced. Love is love. We love you and thank you for joining us. It is a wrap.